Following the expulsion of the US military and the closure of their military base by the Nigerian authorities and the earlier expulsion of France by Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso, the two countries are now on a lookout in the Gulf of Guinea, searching for a country where they will set up a new military base. And going by the warning served on Tinubu by some northern elites, they have zeroed in on Nigeria. Yes, there is serious pressure on Tinubu to sign a military agreement with the US and France so that they can set up a new military base in Nigeria. These northern elites, led by Atahiru Jega, the former INEC chairman, said that wherever these countries set up military bases, there is always trouble there. They always claim to be fighting terrorism, but in the end, terrorism increases whenever they arrive and set up a military base in any country. Yes, Nigeria will quickly become a theater for their proxy wars and espionage, as it happens everywhere they set up military bases. Right now, the Russians have deployed their military men in Niger just across Nigeria's northern border. So you can imagine the rivalry, what will happen when they set up a military base in Nigeria. We will leave that analysis for another video, and remember that Tinubu cannot on his own sign a military agreement with a foreign country without consulting with the National Assembly. Not that it matters, because the National Assembly has proven that they are a rubber stamp to the executive branch. And if ever they eventually accept all the offers and proposals by these foreign powers and sign the military agreement to allow them to build a military base in Nigeria, that will mean that Nigeria will be back to being colonized by foreign powers. This time it will be open, no longer hidden, because they pulled the strings already behind the scenes. It will be a huge shame, because before independence more than 60 years ago, Nigerian leaders at the time refused to sign any military agreement with the British because they didn't want any form of colonialism after independence. That was why they resisted all their pressures at the time. If they signed that agreement at the time, the British would have had a military base within Nigerian territory. So if our founding fathers were able to resist the British and other foreign powers more than 60 years ago to preserve our independence and sovereignty, why will Nigerian leaders accept that now and sell Nigeria on a platter? The answer isn't far-fetched, because current Nigerian politicians never work in the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians. They always work in the interest of foreigners and for themselves. That's why Nigeria's economy has been regressing since the 80s. If these politicians and former military leaders worked in the interest of Nigeria, Nigeria's economy wouldn't be on a downward spiral. This year, Niger Republic's economy is projected to grow by a whopping 11%. Nigeria doesn't even feature in the top 10 in Africa. In fact, we have lost position from number 1 in Africa to number 4th. And consider that Tinubu fought the Nigerian authorities last year. He spearheaded ECOWAS sanctions against them so that they will be forced to submit to foreign powers. Today, he's about to accept countries that the Nigerian authorities expelled from their territory. How the mighty have fallen. Maybe they've already finalized this because the northern governors traveled to the US to discuss security. Maybe it was a cover to brief them on the plans, who knows. But the most important takeaway here is that Nigeria is about to surrender their sovereignty to foreign powers. You see, when people say they are not interested in politics, they don't know that politics will even affect an unborn child. Yes, it's not only people that are alive that are affected by political decisions. The parents of an unborn child might be rich by the time he was conceived, but by the time he is born, the political decisions have made them poor, and they will not be able to take care of the child in his early days. So this is the effects of political decisions. That's why everyone must participate in politics. There is nothing like it doesn't affect me. Leave politicians to their job. They know what they're doing. No, political decisions affect everyone. By now, Nigerians must have known this, because everyone goes to the same market. They experience the same inflation. They pay the same price for everything. It's not as if some people buy at a cheaper price and some people buy at a very high price. And to top off the effects of political decisions, Nigerians are about to surrender their sovereignty to foreign powers. This should make everyone to reconsider whether to vote in the future or not to vote in the future. Because even if you refuse to vote in the future, their political decisions will affect you. Why not take your only chance and come out to vote? In fact, going by what is happening in Nigeria today, it should force more people to come out to vote in 2027, even more than the people that came out to vote in 2023. That's how it should be. It's your only chance, since you don't want to come out to protest. But why not take your only chance? At least voting is done in neighborhoods. You don't need to go far, like in protests where you have to protest around the city. During the election, many people organized themselves to stop the thugs that came to disrupt the election. So this should be a turning point for many Nigerians. They should understand the effects of political decisions on their lives. Never say you will never vote or participate in politics because it affects everyone. There's no time to be selfish and say, it doesn't affect me, therefore I'm not concerned, I'm not participating. No, it affects everyone. Thanks for watching.